What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Gotham City Impostors in 2024, 12 years later. Now, this is a game that most of you probably never heard of or never played before. It was a pretty obscure game. It was popular back in its day, but it was never big like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield or any other of the really popular online games at the time. But it was a really good game for one that was only $15 on the Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network store, and it was also released on Steam. Well, actually, before it came out on Steam, it was released on Games for Windows Live, back when that was still a thing, and that shit fucking sucks. So eventually they decided to bring it over to Steam, and it became free to play, which kind of pissed me off because I bought the game full price on Xbox, not knowing it was just going to be free a few months later on PC, and it was not free on consoles. You still had to pay for it on consoles. So I was like, wow, that's some fucked up shit right there, screwing over the console players like that. Why aren't we free to play also? But I have a lot of fond memories with this game. I had a lot of fun. If I had to make a list of like my top 30 online games I ever played, this would be on there for sure. It's just so unique. It has such a unique presentation to it, and the whole concept of the game being it's a gang of Joker cosplayers and Batman cosplayers battling each other and killing each other. It's basically, what if Batman was Call of Duty? This would be the result. But it's actually, it doesn't really play that much like Call of Duty just because it has guns. It feels entirely different. Like, it's more of like a Team Fortress 2. It's like, what if Team Fortress 2 was a good game? That's Gotham City Impostors. It's, following the trend of the cartoony, hero shooter, team-based game, free-to-play. There were so many games like that back then. Even Battlefield had a game like that called Battlefield Heroes. There were so many games trying to cash in on the popularity of TF2, but this was actually a really good game that was much better than TF2 in almost every way imaginable. Between the gunplay and the map design and just the overall fun factor, the different gadgets you can use, like the grappling hook and the jetpack and all that, like, it's just great. It really is. One of those games you have to, it's hard to describe, but you just gotta play it for yourself and experience it for yourself. Sadly, in 2024, that is not a very easy thing. It is dead on console. It's been dead on console for a number of years now, and on PC, it has been delisted. You cannot get the game on Steam, which I'm not sure why it got delisted, because the game was developed by Monolith, who, if you're familiar with them, they made the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War games. They are owned by Warner Brothers, so it can't be a licensing issue because Warner Brothers obviously owns everything with this game. So why would it be delisted? I'm not entirely sure. It didn't. The servers didn't get shut down though, so that's the weird part there. They're still up on console too. The servers are still playable, and the game itself is playable. But if you've never owned the game before, if you've never had the game as part of your Steam library, you can never play the game on PC. It's impossible. And same thing with consoles, actually, because it was a digital-only game. There is no physical retail edition that was ever released, so if you don't own the game already on your PSN account or your Xbox account, then you also can never play this game, ever. So this game is in this weird limbo stage where it's not completely dead, because I did record this gameplay in 2024. I was able to get a full match of Team Deathmatch, although it's very rare. Most of the time when I try to play, it's completely dead, so I think it's just people organizing it through probably some Discord server or some kind of event. I'm not entirely sure where the people congregate and how they're able to organize matches, but it's definitely not a regular occurrence. You're not going to find matches every day or even every week because new players can't play it. So it's only people who already own the game that can play it in the first place. So you can imagine that the player numbers are always going to be very, very, very small. I actually took a glance at the Steam charts. It has a 24-hour peak of 7 players over the past 24 hours, which is just insane. And I think its all-time peak was 7,200 players in September of 2012. So it actually has been declining for a very, very long time, even before it got delisted. And I zoomed out to the past year or so, and it said the most people that have ever played at any single point in time on Steam was 20 players over the past year. Yeah, that's rough. I was grateful to be able to get a game at all, because I didn't think that I would be able to make this video this year, and I probably won't be able to next year, because it's just such an obscure game that most people just don't play. So because of that, I obviously can't recommend the game for anybody in 2024. A lot of that has to do with the game just not being playable for new players, and the very small player base that remains, even if you already have the game, just not worth it. I don't even know why I still have the game installed. I know there's some people that like to play these old games because they're achievement hunters and they want to get all the achievements. Well, at least for Steam, there are 412 achievements. What the fuck? That is crazy. Yes, you heard me right. 412. So if you're trying to 100% complete this, good fucking luck. Never mind the fact that there's no players online. Even if there were, that's going to take a lot of time to complete. So even for an achievement hunter, this game is not worth it. It sucks so much because I love it so much and I want people to be able to experience it, especially people who never have before, but you just can't, man. You can't. It's going to be a really sad day because eventually I feel like the servers are going to shut down probably within the next year or two. It's amazing to me that it hasn't happened yet because it was 2021 when it got delisted, so it's been 3 years. It's still kicking. It's on its last legs. It's on life support, but it's still somewhat alive. I remember in middle school trying to convince all my friends to get the game and download it, and they refused. They're like, this game looks stupid. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to play my Modern Warfare 3 or whatever game was around back then. This was a real hidden gem, and I wish more people got to give it a chance and experience it, but, you know. That's the way things happen sometimes. Lawbreakers is another example of a game that was great, amazing, but nobody gave it a chance, and it died pretty quickly. You know, I'm not going to say this game is perfect. I remember it was sub 30 FPS on console, which was awful, and the movement feels very, very stiff. Even back then it kind of did, so yeah, it hasn't aged well in a lot of ways. If you guys remember back in 2012 when I made a video, it was, God, I don't know why I'm even talking about this because I'm pretty sure most people have forgotten about it or didn't even know about this. I made a video about the Aurora shooting, which was, you know, the Dark Knight movie theater, that incident. I used Gotham City Impostors gameplay that I recorded with my Kodak camcorder because I was like, well, I'm talking about a tragic event and it was a Dark Knight Batman movie where this incident took place. So I feel like Gotham City Impostors, it's very fitting gameplay to use and it's very relatable. Yeah, in that video also, I was just like, yeah, it sucks, it's tragic, and I didn't really have anything to say, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a video about it because it's trending and I want to get views. Yeah, I was a real shithead back then. And don't even bother looking for that video because it's been deleted for years, so I don't even know why I brought it up because I'm sure not a single soul even remembers that. Getting myself canceled here. But let me know in the comments section down below, did you play Gotham City Impostors back in the day? And what were your overall thoughts on the game? What are your favorite memories playing Gotham City Impostors? And why do you think it failed? I personally don't really know because it's a really, really good game. But maybe I just have bad taste. I don't know. But yeah, that's Gotham City Impostors in 2024. I would love to recommend it because it is one of my favorite games, but it's not only pretty dead as far as player base is concerned, but it also is literally unplayable if you do not already own the game. The way it's looking, I'm probably not going to be able to make a video for this game next year in 2025. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it's not looking good. And that really sucks.